we're still on the topic, what are you doing to make South Africa great? Right now, I have someone interesting with me. He's just going to introduce himself. Over to you.
Hi guys, my name is Tammy. My surname is Vetezo. I'm part of the one. I'm one of the volunteers. Yes, that is me.
Yes, what are the volunteers? So,
Oh, the volunteers are people who take care of the kids basically.
all right,
So
all right.
I'm sort of like their brother for today.
Oh, he's like the big brother for the kids.
Yes.
All right. So if you missed it, we have kids that we have here from different schools from all around Joburg, okay? And he is a good Samaritan because he's a volunteer. So tell us, Tammy, why did you choose to volunteer?
I chose to volunteer because I thought that the one, what Uplifted was doing was a great movement and I wanted to be part and parcel of that. Hence, I joined to become a volunteer. And just to have a parent sitting at home, given the assurance that someone is taking care of their child wherever they're going. So that's why I joined to become part of the volunteers.
We feel you, we feel you, we feel you. And we're definitely imparting, you know, great vision, you know, and impacting their lives with the programs that are happening, even as we speak, while we're out here in the wonderful sun. Okay, so, because we're burning. Okay,
Yeah.
so we're on the question, you heard the question, what are you doing to make South Africa great? Tammy, what are you doing?
I think for me the answer is simple and self-explanatory. Me being here already is me doing something to make South Africa great because I believe that the kids are the future that we need to nurture and grow and develop. So me being here and taking care of them and tutoring them is in a way giving back to South Africa and making it great because of the kids being the future leaders that we so need to be great.
Right. Well, so we're grooming, you know, future
Yes,
leaders. But
yes,
Tammy,
yes,
did you
yes.
tell us what you're studying?
No, I didn't.
What are you studying,
I'm
Tammy?
doing my third year in applied mathematics.
Okay.
Hopefully, I'll be doing my honors next year. If all goes well, yes.
So
Yeah,
talk to us. What can you do with an applied maths sort of degree and honors thing? What sphere of the economy?
You can do a lot of things with maths, like for example, modeling the weather system. A lot
Okay.
of mathematicians are into doing modeling for the weather systems to predict the weather changes and
okay.
all that. Some of them are into banking. They're doing risk management, managing your risk, profits, and all those for those who are investing and want to have like profitable returns. So you have your people who are doing that who are mathematicians.
Okay. Okay. So if you're watching and you try to figure out what to study, I think that's sort of like kicking you in the right direction. If your maths is on point, okay? So, all right. Thank you so much, Tammy, for being with us. Please enjoy the rest of the program.
Thank you for having me.
All right.
It's been a great pleasure.
All right. All right, we're back at it again, and I have someone here so wonderful, and she's just gonna introduce herself. Okay, I think I already introduced myself, but anyway, if you missed it, the name is Adelaide Mabusela, and we are here celebrating the one. The theme for this year is My Great South Africa. The challenge and the question to you is, what are you doing to make South Africa great? Okay, so I'm handing over to my lovely sister here. Your name and what you were doing with the kids.
Hi everyone, I'm Boitumelo Nonyani, a third year BXI student at the University of the Witwatersrand. I just had a motivational talk with the students and I kind of gave them the seven tips of how I got to where I am. Obviously I'm not at the end of the road because I'm still studying, but yeah, it was kind of like 7 tips of how I got to where I am and what I'm doing, yeah.
Okay. So I wanna, because you heard the theme, right?
Yes.
What are you doing to make South Africa great? What do you think we can do to make South Africa great?
I think more than anything, to start making South Africa great is by starting in our households, like start in your community, start like the little things. Because I think more than anything, we want South Africa to be great, but we want it at a large scale, and we don't understand that the little things matter.
Yeah.
So starting with you making a difference, like having integrity, so not stealing in your own little house first, and then I think that will filter through to the community. So making South Africa great, I feel like it starts with you. So you have to make the change in your small community. I don't know if I'm answering the
no,
question.
I get it. And
Yes.
that definitely touches on,
Yeah.
you know, the vision of Uplifted Life, because during the year we go to schools and we motivate them, and people don't understand that, you know, we're impacting lives one student at a time, you know. Yeah, so I think I just want to pose a question to you in terms of what do you think for the people, you know, for someone who's watching and they're like, oh, I wasn't at the talk, I don't know the 7 stuff. If you can, if you can just sort of summarize somebody who's watching and wants to study at a higher institution, you know, what's your advice to them?
My advice would be, I think, like I gave the students, the first thing that I gave them was prayer, passion, and people. I told them if they learn anything, those are the 3 most important things you learn. Because prayer, like faith, having faith in something, like helps you get wherever you need to go. And then if, you know, sometimes when the faith is kind of dizzy, the passion drives you. And then if, you know, the fire is dying out, then you need people to reignite the fire. So I think the 3 things, I even call them the drivers.
Yeah.
Like they're the drivers of your dream, the people, prayer, passion, and people, and in that order.
I love that. I love that. The 3 P's, okay? And you're just sort of triggering questions, okay? So we just had a chat with some other students, and we spoke a bit, and I asked them, what do you want to study? And I just feel like students, they don't really know why they want to study things. So I just want to ask you, for someone who wants to study, but they don't know what to choose, you know, I know you have the 3 P's, but what do you have to say to them? Should they go for, you know, is what their family say always correct? Because, you know, family, they always want to make you study, it's either medicine, law, or accounting.
Yes.
You know? So if someone is stuck in that jam and maybe they don't even relate to any of those things, what can you say to them?
I know it's difficult, especially like I can speak for in my community in that I'm a Black person. So in our community, our parents really want us to succeed, and they believe that knowledge is power, and knowledge is power. So I think for somebody that doesn't relate, I think relate to any of the designated professions, they should explore, like find out, like if I love talking, for instance, find somebody that is talking for a living and find out what they're doing.
Yeah.
Because more than anything, you need to know what you love, and then, like I said to them, with the passion, do what you love and love what you do.
Yeah.
So you need to find what it is that you love, and then after finding what you love, then research is very important, because I can't say don't go to school, sit at home and take a gap year to find yourself, because that's not realistic. Because finding yourself is not just sitting at home and not doing anything. Finding yourself is going out there and trying to figure out, getting research of, I love doing this, let me find out somebody that has succeeded in that, and if they haven't, I'll be the first to do it. Let me find streams of finding income in whatever you love. Because one wise man once said to me, do what you love and money will follow.
Yeah.
So the money shouldn't always be the focus, but more than anything, it should be the drive and the passion. Because in the whole talk, I never at any point spoke about money, because I feel like money will come. It will always come. Just do what you love, I guess.
do what you
yeah,
love.
and
Okay.
find it. And it's hard to find yourself, especially like at such a young age.
Yeah.
You're trying to, like, I don't know. I love chilling with my friends. Is there money there? You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know. I think that's the best piece of advice I could give.
No, that's wonderful advice right there. It's prayer, it's passion, and
It's
it's
people.
people, you know. Thank you so much, Bitumelo,
Thank you for having me.
coming through and talking to the people and talking to more people. All right, I'm here again, and I'm with a different group of students, okay? So I'm gonna hand over to them so that they can introduce themselves and the school they're coming from. All right, over to you guys.
Hi, I'm Mondre Abrams. I'm in grade 11 and I'm from El Domain High School.
Hi, I am Neom Nisi and I am from Mahadibania High School.
Hi, my name is Yavian and I'm from El Domain High School in grade 11.
Hi, my name is Mbuso Finiza from Madibani High School, grade 8.
Okay, so guys, you're here, it's the one, and the theme, you know, and the question that is a challenge to the whole society is, what are you doing to make South Africa great, okay? So we hear a lot, people are complaining about this nation, you know, but I want to say that, you know, what makes this country great is not the land. We give meaning to the land. We give meaning to everything here. So the people are more important, right? So I'm going to kick us off on the first question, which is, what can we do to make South Africa great?
I think to make South Africa great, from my point of view, is I think we should start like as us as teens. We should help our younger brothers and sisters to like not like we should be a role model to them. So when they look at what we do, we should help them make our South Africa better by just like being role models, influencing them with good morals and good attitudes, and so that they can believe in themselves, basically. So I think if we help them, the upcoming generation, if we help them, we can make our South Africa better.
What I would love to say is that in our school at Yaldomain, we have a great pastor named Pastor Sauls. He helps us understand how we should live our life, not necessarily by means of what our norm is to having a party, doing all of the bad things. We can have the same kind of fun, but not doing all of the bad things. That's our part as word lover. We are a nation. So if you would love to join us, we would mostly be found in Eldorado Park at Chandra International Ministries. We are trying to take over the world in a good way, trying to level the field of education and everything above.
Oh, yes, and I think that we need to inspire each other in class and respect each other. We do not have to laugh to each other at class. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. In my own perspective, I think we must help each other. Ichi at home. At home, the last time I went, there were people. I saw kids inspiring each other. Then they were like, "This boy thinks it's easy." You know why they think I am saying it's easy? They think it's because of they don't have parents. Their parents stopped them somewhere. No, we're trying to help each other. We must help each other. Not because of I have parents. Parents take me to school. They buy me school shoes. No, we must help each other. Not that if my parents bought 2 pairs of school shoes, I must wear them alone. No, I must take one of them to home and help one of us have a bright future and help South Africa.
I want to hear from you guys. 1, what would you like to study, right? And 2, if you had the opportunity to change anything in our society, what would you change?
Like I'd like to study law. I think by studying law, I'll actually change something in South Africa, which is the crime rate and the substance abuse. I really think that substance abuse is literally killing our youth today. Every corner, like where I live in Eldorado Park, which is a very rough neighborhood. So when you walk, you just see people on corners doing drugs, or they busy smoking oka, or they drinking, or they doing something. So I think if we just put more concentration and more, how can I put this? Effort, yes, thank you. More effort on the law, and just go to those communities and help the people that are on the streets, take them off the streets, stop the substance abuse, like with weed and all that. If we can stop that and get that off the street, I think we can make our South Africa better.
Okay, I want to study computer science, and after I'm done with that, I want to do a course in philosophy. Okay, what I would love to change in South Africa is the level playing field of education, whereas private schools are gaining a more understanding in education, whereas in public schools, where we are just getting the crumbs of the education. Where private schools, should I explain, where private schools are, they have a higher pass rate, better education, more tactics of teaching, and in public schools we we have the scrums where everybody is taught on a normal basis. Nobody's actually been shown the way or explained how they could shine.
I think what I like to change is the attitude of girls. Because girls make boys abuse them. Because girls, they don't listen to boys, and that is why makes boys abuse girls.
What I like to change in this, what I like to be in my country, I like to be a social worker, and I like to change discrimination. Discrimination is one of the bad things I've ever seen in the world. Discriminating one of us, yeah, it's not good, and I like to help one of us because of we don't get to be proud when we go to places. When I'll be like here with my friend, then I'll tell him that, yeah, your armpit stinks. I'm discriminating him. So when he goes to places, he's going to be shy because of what? He thinks his armpit stinks. So discrimination must stop here in our country, and we must help each other as black people.
All right. So I've heard quite an interesting load of information. It's quite interesting to hear how the young mind thinks, and it's also quite interesting to know that you can impact how a young mind thinks, and I'm so grateful to have them here today. But then you heard it, this is, what's your school again?
Madibani High School.
Madibani High School and Eldo Main High School. And thank you guys so much. I hope you're enjoying the program.
It's a beautiful Saturday, and my name is Kelly. I'm a woman of influence at JTL, and right next to me I have Pastor Derek, who's also part of this beautiful event that we have. Pastor Derek, I'd like you to take the spot.
Thank you very much. It's an honor and privilege for me to be here. We have been part of JTL ministry for quite a while. A few years ago, we entered into an understanding that we would come and take part in these events whenever we could, and we are honored this time that when it took place, that as Send Someone organization, we could be here and take part in feeding the kids and just giving them an awesome time on their awesome visits to JTL and obviously to WITS to see the campus and really have that experience for their time and their day.
Beautiful. I did also notice you were very busy earlier on, Pastor Derek, and I see your whole family is here. It's a grace to have your whole family here. How it is like to have your family together with you
For me,
in the work of God.
For me, it's very important to have family as first, because you know, we have the front stage of our lives, which is what we have here. The real action takes place at the back, and I believe when you're a man of God and when you're a man of influence, you need to set the stage in your home so that whatever happens in your home will play out, I think, in an honest fashion and in an honest way. And having my family here for me is a great privilege, for them to stand and believe in the vision that we have for the ministry as a whole, and for sharing and for giving our time.
Beautiful.
I think that is very important. We need to set the precedent in our families. That is critical.
Beautiful. And one more thing I'd like to actually mention. I'd like to thank God. I did also notice that we have volunteers that are actually helping Pastor Derek. You do have people that are helping you, Pastor Derek. Some of them I'm not familiar with. Some of them are actually part of JTL. So the people that are actually helping you today, are they from church as well?
Well, you know, people volunteer from all different types of levels of life. We are happy to have them here because we know when we have them here, no matter where they come from, they will be impacted by who we are.
Amen.
That is the thing. You can be from any religious background, but if you're going to come here, you're going to feed off from who we are. And we know who we are, therefore we are not threatened by other people's backgrounds as such, but we are here to speak Christ, and we are here to live Christ, and we are here to be who we are in Him. So this for me is very great and fantastic that we have the volunteers who are taking place, and really once again it's an honor to be here.
Beautiful. I would firstly like to thank my spiritual leaders, my pastors, for this opportunity to actually be a woman of influence and be able to stand in front of people and influence people. And for this beautiful day, it is a beautiful Saturday. And what we're doing is we're trying to make the young generation realize that South Africa is going to be a better place, but we need them to be a part of us in order to make South Africa a better place. So what I'd like everybody to do is make sure that you are having a good time. Make sure that if you have to speak to anyone, if you have to influence a child that is here, be the influence you would want someone else to be to you. Thank you very much, Pastor
It's an
Derek. Is
honor.
there anything else you'd like to mention?
I'm good. Thank you very much for having me. JTL,
Brilliant.
we love you. Thank you
Pastor
so
Derek,
much.
I do see that you have sent someone. Is it your special organization
Yes.
that you use as a feeding scheme?
Send Someone is a non-profit company. This is what we use for our feeding scheme, for mediations and for preaching the gospels. We preach under that banner. We are not a church, but we are a non-profit company. So wherever we can help
You
feed,
put a
we
hand.
do that. And sharing your faith is an important part, an extension of who we are. And we're really happy again to be here. Thank you so much.
That's beautiful. That's the grace of God. We thank God for send someone because it has sent Pastor Derek here today to come and feed the school children.
Exactly.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, we're back here again. I am Adelaide again, and we are outside the Great Hall. And who do I have with me here? One of the founders of Uplifted Life. Sir, can you introduce yourself?
Hi everybody, my name is Joshua Kiluba. I am a pastor at JTL Ministries. I'm also a medical doctor and I'm one of the founders of Uplifted Life.
All right, so could you talk to us about a bit about the vision of Uplifted Life? Because I know there's quite a lot to talk about, but succinctly, what can you say about Uplifted Life and how you thought about developing such a system?
Uplifted Life began in 2013 and initially it started as an academic program for academic support and excellence. But very quickly, with the advice of Pastor Benezer and the co-founder, Evangelist Adrian, we quickly realized that people are more than their studies. And so we began looking at students as more holistic individuals, and therefore Uplifted then grew beyond the excellence point of view to look at the social issues, look at issues to deal with entrepreneurship, and ended up with this 5 axis as we know it today.
Okay. So, I like that. So now here we are gathered around the theme Migrate South Africa. And I know there's a lot more that, Uplifted Life will be impacting in society, but where to from here? What next?
That's a very important question, and we are speaking about Migrate South Africa, standing in front of the Great Hall. So first, I think greatness must begin with just an expression of it itself. If you want to be something, you should be able to verbalize and speak about that thing. So that is where we're starting from. We're starting with a hashtag Migrate South Africa. But one thing that I would like to say to our viewers is that greatness is an output, and therefore one must think about what is the process. It will mean that we'll need to put in works, and these works are going to be academic work. There's going to be lots of works that need to be done from a point of view of social upliftment. But beyond the term of uplifted, I remember while we were starting the work, someone thought of uplifted as being a term that has got to do with pity. But today, uplifted has gone beyond just raising people from a point of lowness, but it's now thinking about getting people to a point of actualization, to a point of defining their identity. So Migrate South Africa, from here onwards, we are saying, now that we've been uplifted, it is time to impact our local community, the national community, and go beyond the South African borders. That is what really would make South Africa great.
All right, so you heard it. We are actualizing greatness at the Great Hall, all right? So the concert is about to begin. Thank you so much, Pastor Dr. Joshua. We'll see you inside. All right, so it's after the conference, and I am with a gift with Ayo Shalanke. Can I state for the record that I really, really love this man right here. Every time he ministers the heavens open. People now begin to prophesy. And I'm not even making a joke. It's that deep, you know. The anointing is that deep. Thank you so much, Ayo.
Thank you so much for having me.
All
It's
right.
a pleasure.
It's a pleasure too. So the theme, again, is Migrate South Africa. And what are you doing to make South Africa great? So, Ayo, Sab, Bros. I got it.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. What is your message to the young African child?
My message to the young African child is simple. There is something that is embedded in everyone. God does not make mistakes. God does not waste time. He created time for our sake. And the reason why he did it is so that things can be measured. Now, in the seed, as the man of God was saying, that the seed is kept in the womb of the woman. But inside that seed is the purpose and the assignment that God needed to be carried out on earth. But he could not do it himself because he is spirit. So he needed a physical person to come down here and fulfill it. Now, as a young South African child, your job is to find out the purpose for which you are here. Don't do dog follow dog. Don't do God follow dog follow dog. Don't do man follow man. Don't go after what your friends are going after. Be inspired by others' success, but don't aspire to become them because God does not want a copy. There's an original you that he has placed something in. There's an assignment he wants you to carry out. You need to discover it. You need to study about it. And every time you carry out that assignment, you are no longer responsible for your life. Now you become an ambassador. Now, let me tell you something about ambassadors. Ambassadors are sent by the home government into another territory to represent the government. An ambassador, everything that he needs is supplied by the home company. The computer, the paper, the pen, the house is fully paid for, everything. Now, when you discover the reason why God created you, you become his property. You become his responsibility. What to eat, what to wear is no longer your job. God becomes your source. You start experiencing God being your source. There's something else that comes with it. There's peer pressure, there's depression, but these things arises because people do not find their purpose. When you are busy fulfilling your purpose, I can speak from my own self. Sometimes when I'm busy in the studio, like last night, when they brought me food to eat, I couldn't really eat. I just rushed through the food because I was so engulfed in doing what I was doing, because my entire being was deriving a food that no man can give. Yeah. My soul was being fed in the fulfillment of the assignment. Now, when you go after the purpose that God created you for, you will not suffer depression. You will not have to worry about what to eat. God of heaven will become your source. I'm telling you today, it is inside of you. It is that thing that you cannot take. It is that thing that makes you wake up at night. It is that thing that is stuck in your mind every time. It is that problem that you want to solve. It is that thing in your society that whenever it happens, you wish you could do something about it. I'm saying, take time, write it down. The Bible says, write the vision, make it plain so that he who runs, he who sees may run with it. Find it, write it down, design an action plan for it. Go to the God that created you. And when you fulfill it, you will live a life that will be a blessing to not just you, but to the entire African continent.
I think we need an entire show for you because you seem like you're bubbling with words to say for the young people.
Thank you. I mean, I'm so passionate. Children are the future. I was once a child. And a time in my life I went through something very difficult.
Yeah.
And at that time I wished I knew some things. And right now in my life I'm passionate about impacting those things onto
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for your words. Remember, you are an ambassador, and everything concerning you, provided that you have given it to Christ, is provided for. Live a purpose-driven life. God bless.
Good evening, everybody. We just had a wonderful evening at the Great Hall, and I'm with Pastor Ashley Souls right next to me, and he's going to tell us how we're going to go about beginning the journey on making South Africa my great South Africa.
Yes, well, I think what the message was about today was really, and thank you very much for the opportunity. I really appreciate it. So everyone that is watching and that's listening, the message today was really about my great South Africa, but what we wanted to do was let everyone understand that because South Africa is not really like any name nationally, like other countries has names such as Mozambique, Congo, and so on, but our country in South Africa is named around the geographic location as to where it's geographically located. As such, we believe that that's symbolism that we represent something in the whole of Africa. And that's the reason why there is a drawing of our brothers and sisters all the way from all over the continent to come to our country. And we want to welcome our brothers and sisters to come here. And the reason why is because if you look at the continent of Africa, how the continent is formed and shaped, we said in the message that if you look at a pregnant woman standing from the side, you would see that literally looks like the African continent, especially the back side of it, meaning it's an African woman. And what we were saying is the pregnant woman from all the nations on top of Africa is pushing down, because what we're about to birth is going to come through South Africa, but South Africa cannot own it alone. It is for the entire Africa. And so we are calling on all sons and daughters of Africa in this generation to push so that we open up the gates. Now that the doors are open through the blood of our forefathers, we now need to come together as one people, irrespective of race, color, creed. If you are born in Africa, we are Africans. Let's come together and let's help each other push this baby out.
Pastor Ashley did mention that we are pregnant and it is time to give birth, but we are in labor. But the time is saying it is time to give birth. You need courage and love, which is also something that Pastor Joshua mentioned. So we need to be united. We need to love each other in order for one to give birth to a beautiful South Africa.
Yes.
Thank you very much,
And
Pastor Ashley.
actually what we're saying is that the continent is pregnant.
Brilliant.
The continent is pregnant and is getting ready to push out greatness through us. So that's all from me. I'm the Bible coach, Word Live for Life.
Stay blessed. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so I'm here with the chairperson of Uplifted Life 2017. It's been a mission, it's been a work, a wonderful work of mobilizing sponsors and gathering people around this move called The One. And the theme this year, My Great South Africa. What are you doing to make South Africa great? I'll always ask you that question. You must hear it in your inner man. Okay, I'm joking. Anyway, so Betty, the day is done, the concert is done, the kids are gone. What has the experience been like for you?
To be honest, I didn't even think or feel that it was this great until I saw the smiles on those kids' faces, until we were saying our last goodbyes, and all I could hear are the kids saying, I want to be here and I'm coming back next year.
Wow.
When I'm done with matric, I'm going to be here. So that for me just means that we have fulfilled it. They are inspired, we have done it, and we are ready to see them here again. Yeah.
Definitely. I think for me, that's the one thing I saw today with the kids. The one work that we were really doing, amongst many others, is the work of inspiring, you know, instilling a seed of greatness that people can aspire to. Thank you so much. God bless.